big ears you have, Grandma. All the better to hear you with, replied the wolf, not father. What great big eyes you have, Little Red Hen sighed. All the better to see you with, the wolf replied. He sat there watching her and smiled. He thought, I am going to eat this child. Compared to her old grandma, she will taste like honey. Then Little Red Riding Hood said, but Grandma, what a lovely, great big furry coat you have on. That's wrong, cried the wolf. Have you forgot to tell me what big teeth I've got? Ah well, no matter what you say, I will eat you anyway. The small girl smiled. When Eyelid flickered, she whips a pistol from her knickers. She aims it at the creature's head, and bang, 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 she shoots him dead. A few weeks later, in the wood, I came upon Miss Riding Hood. But what a change! No cloak of red, no silly hood upon her head. She said, hello, and do please take note of my lovely, furry, wolfskin coat.
There is a place where the sidewalk ends, and before the street begins. And there the grass grows soft and white, and there the sun burns crimson bright, and there the moonbird rests from his flight, to cool in the peppermint wind. Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black, and the dark street winds and bends. Past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow, we shall walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll watch where the chalk-white arrows go, to the place where the sidewalk ends. Yes, we'll walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the chalk-white arrows go, for the children they mark, and the children they know, the place where the sidewalk
was Brilligan the slithy toes, did gyre and gimble in the way. O mimsy were the borough groves, and the mome rats outgrave. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub-jub bird and shun, the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the mansome foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as in an uffish thought he stood, the jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumping back. And hast thou slain the jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjestay, calloo, callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas Brilligan the slithy toes, did gyre and gimble in the way. All mimsy were the borough groves, and the mome rats, oh great.
The night Max made mischief of one kind and another. His mother called him, wild thing, and he said, I'll eat you up. So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That night in Max's room, a forest grew, and grew, and grew until the ceiling hung with vines, and the walls became the world all around, and an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max. And he sailed off through night and day, and in and out of weeks, and almost over a year, to where the wild things are. And when he reached a place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars, and gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws, until Max said, Be still! And tamed them with the magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once.
This thing's like 20 stories high, and I'm looking for the elevator. Guess what? There's no elevator. I paid $35 to get in here. They should carry me up there. How do you get up there? I'm in flip-flops and a Speedo, and I'm walking up a mountain. So I'm walking up this thing. I'm a little afraid of heights, so I get like halfway up there, and I'm going, Ricola, Ricola. I got to the top of the slide. Now, was it a slide? Oh, nay, nay. I did not slide. And I've said before, when you slide, you go, wee. This did not happen. I went, ah! I didn't slide. At one point in my butt touch slide. If you reach around and you're not touching the slide, that's considered a free fall. I was not issued a parachute. I'm falling, and I can see my family walking up it, and I'm screaming, it's not a slide! And then I hit the water. Oh God. Those people
quartz stones lift, and the hoof prints vanish away. The roadside flowers, too wet for the bee, expand in their bloom in vain. Come over the hills and far with me, and be my love.
Turned out, there's probably no worse thing than being a newcomer in first grade who thinks she is a hobbit. Parenting rule number 1. Don't send your kids to school dressed like a character from a fantasy book, unless that kid has a lot of other friends who also dress like fantasy characters. When the little blonde girl came up to me and asked me what I was supposed to be, I told her, even though some part of me dimly sensed it was a bad idea, "I'm a hobbit," I announced proudly. "So, you're a what?" she asked. "I'm a hobbit. We're small and ordinary, but also very special, and we laugh like this." I gave her my deepest and fruitiest laugh. "You know what I think?" she asked. I shook my head. "I think you look like an ugly boy." I took off my pointy hat and took my hobbit hat in the hand. "And just so you know, ugly boy girls like you can't have friends," continued the little blonde girl. Behind her, 6 or 7 other girls all stood there staring at me too, accusing. "I don't like you. No one likes you, even if you are a boppet or whatever." With that, the little blonde girl to the left and stood me standing there, hobbit hat in hand. Turns out Linda, the little blonde girl, was right. By the end of the second week, picking on me had become the favorite activity. My mom eventually had to come and meet with the principal when I refused to leave the classroom during recess. Linda and I were sent to the office, and I had to sit there, 2 chairs away from my arch nemesis, and listen to my mother yell at the principal. "My God! Don't you see what those kids are doing to my daughter, to her spirit?"
Tonight, son, by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen clear sights, but the clearest they ever did see was the night of the march of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. While I left his house in the south to roam round the poles, God only knows. It was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell. Though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd rather live in hell.
Anyways, lunchtime is among the worst times of the day. Guess what I've got for lunch today? Peanut butter. Some psychiatrists say that people who eat peanut butter sandwiches are lonely. I guess they're right. And when you're really lonely, the peanut butter sticks to the roof of your mouth. There's that cute redhead boy over there. I wonder what he would do if I went and sat next to him. He'd probably laugh in my face. A face hurts when it gets laughed in. There's no reason why I couldn't just get up and go over there. I can do that. I'm standing up and sitting back down. I am such a coward. I'm so much of a coward, he wouldn't even think of looking at me. He never looks at me. In fact, I can't remember the last time he did look at me. Why shouldn't he look at me? Is there some reason in the world that he's so great and I'm so small that he can't spare one little... He's looking at me! Like I said, lunchtime is among the worst times of the day for me. If that redhead boy is looking at me now, he probably thinks I'm the world's biggest fool alive. Then again, if he isn't looking, maybe I can just take it off quickly and he won't notice. But I don't know if he's looking or not until I take it off. But then I never know if he's looking or not if I never take it off. And then it's kind of hard to breathe in here. He's not looking at me! He's not looking at me! I wonder why he never looks at me. Oh well, another lunch hour over with and another 2,863 to go.